Hey guys, Svidden and Charlie here. Remember the Fireman Sam intro that I talked about in my fourth 5-year plan video involving Reagan Farmer? It's given a new look for one video only called Brentwood before going back to its original origins. Today, this video talks about Reagan Farmer over the next 10 years, from 2026 to 2066. Buckle up, because things are getting seriously bumpy. Let's kick the video off with 2026 and that year's FIFA World Cup hosted by the United States and Canada. The tournament will involve 32 national teams, including that of the host nation, assuming the current format of the finals is maintained, but there have been suggestions to expand the tournament to 40 teams. A final decision on expansion has been deferred and can only be made after providing a detailed report into the commercial and footballing implications. The bidding process was due to start in 2015, with the appointment of hosts previously scheduled for the FIFA Congress on the 10th of May 2017 in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. On the 10th of June 2015, it was announced the bidding process has been postponed due to corruption allegations around the previous tournaments, which are due to be held in 2018 Russia, as well as 2022 Qatar. United States Soccer Federation President Sunil Gulati stated the United States will only consider bidding for the 2026 World Cup if the bidding process is more transparent and fair. During the 2014 FIFA World Cup, Jerome Valk said that he felt there was interest in the United States for hosting the 2026 Cup. Sepp Blatter said, "Perhaps there's a big commercial opportunity arising now in the United States because of the tremendous television audiences that are booming, and that the World Cup has also encouraged in its domestic game as well. We did well with football when it first went to the United States, but the opportunities are bigger now." The United States hosted the 1994 FIFA World Cup and unsuccessfully bid for the 2022 World Cup, which was won in 2010 by Qatar. On the 13th of May 2016 at the FIFA Congress in Mexico City, United States Soccer Federation board member John Motta told ESPN, "We will bid for the 2026 World Cup, either jointly with Mexico or we will go it alone." However, Gulati contradicted this report the following week, saying, "We haven't made a decision about the World Cup until we know what the rules are of the bid process, which won't be until October at the earliest, because we're not going to be making a decision, and we certainly haven't had any formal discussions with the Mexican Federation at this point." Also in 2026, we shall see Old Common open. According to the proposals issued in 2010 by the Department for Transport, Old Oak Common would provide direct interchange between high-speed 2 and Crossrail and Great Western Main Line services, including those operated by Great Western Railway. The new station has been included as a part of the proposed high-speed 2 line from London Euston to Birmingham. The station would provide a major transport interchange with a number of other mainline and commuter rail services, including Crossrail and the Great Western Main Line. The planned high-speed 2 line would be in tunnel at the Old Oak Common site with the Great Western Main Line and Crossrail tracks on the surface. 20 years after Svidden and Charlie went dark, in 2036, Forckham Junction will reopen after staying closed. The original Forckham Junction for Gravesend West survived beyond the life of the whole branch line, which closed totally to the remaining freight services bound for the Thames estuary town on the 24th of March 1968. The junction from the main Chatham line was left in situ due to a short section of the branch being retained for rail access to a coal bunker at South Fleet. The Forckham rail connection was no longer required by 1976, but the track was left in place for over 2 decades, only to be lifted when work began to transform part of the former branch in connection with the Channel Tunnel. Originally the junction was part of the London Chatham and Dover Railways line to Gravesend West. The intermediate stations were Longfield Halt, Southfleet, Rosherville Halt and Gravesend West. The Channel Tunnel rail link gave part of the line a new lease of life with the rebuilding of the rural section near Southfleet as a spur linking the CTRL and the Chatham Main Line. Much of the original route was followed, but the initial Forckham Junction was repositioned slightly to allow for higher speeds. Several bridges were also rebuilt alongside or in place of their originals. No station.
What is it?
I'm sorry, but why would Southeastern Class 375s run through Forkham Junction to go to Ashford International if it closed in 2007? The 10th of July last year saw F1 2015 come out on Xbox One, and Reagan upload the game on the same day. In 2036, the Southeastern franchise had expired and rebranded itself as Govia Southeastern. And now they're going to reopen Forkham Junction for the first time in 29 years. If Forkham Junction can stay open forever, I will be happy. For now, let's move on. In 2046, Heathrow Express will acquire 5-car Class 180 Adelante trains to replace their Class 332s. They will run on the Great Western Main Line from London Paddington to Airport Junction. The line from Airport Junction to the airport terminals is owned by Heathrow Airport Holdings, but maintained by Network Rail. In 1998, the Heathrow Express shuttle service was built to connect London Paddington to Heathrow Airport. A new spur was built from the Great Western Main Line to Heathrow Airport, running mostly in tunnel. To save costs, the tunnel was built using the new Austrian tunnelling method. Unfortunately, the construction was not a success, and in 1994 parts of the not yet opened tunnels near Heathrow Airport collapsed. The collapse not only delayed the finishing of the railway tunnel, but also caused the suspension of Piccadilly line services to Heathrow Airport. Heathrow Junction Station was situated in Stockley Park, slightly to the north of Heathrow Airport. Branded as Heathrow Fast Train, 3-car Class 332s carried you from London Paddington to Heathrow Junction, and high-speed shuttle buses carried you the remaining distance to Heathrow Airport. In 1998, Heathrow Express service commenced to Heathrow Terminals 1, 2 and 3 and Heathrow Terminal 4. Trains no longer called at Heathrow Junction, and within 10 days the track leading to Heathrow Junction had been dismantled. 40 years later, in 2046, Heathrow Express will acquire 5-car Class 180 Adelante trains to replace their Class 332 fleet and operate on the Airport Junction line to Heathrow Terminal 5. There are 99 Class 180 sets, numbered 180,201-180,299. There are 5 cars per unit, 2 standard class driving motors, 2 standard class intermediate motors and a first class intermediate motor. All coaches are equipped with a Cummins QSK19 diesel engine which develops 560 kilowatts at 2,100 rpm, identical to those on Bombardier Voyager D-Muse and Siemens Class 185 Muse used by TransPennine Express. Following in Heathrow Express's footsteps is ScotRail in 2056, which has acquired 3-car Class 174s. ScotRail will operate a total of 55 3-car units, numbered 174,401-174,455, and originally planned for them to enter service by 2030 on services on the Ayrshire coastline via Glasgow Prestwick Airport. The ScotRail sets have revised front ends with end gangways which make the trains look like the Electrostar family of units, similar to that of London Midland Class 172s. Reagan used paint to convert a London Midland Class 172 into a ScotRail Class 174, except that it hasn't got the ScotRail livery on it. It's still in London Midland livery, but don't expect ScotRail to use them on the Ayrshire coastline via Glasgow Prestwick Airport anytime soon. This is something big because in 2066 XC4000 will debut. The XC4000 is the tallest building ever fully envisioned, and its proposed 4-kilometer height, 6-kilometer wide sea base and 800 floor capacity could accommodate 500,000 to 1 million inhabitants. The structure would be composed of over 3 million tons of reinforced steel. Unlike conventional skyscrapers, the XC4000 would be required to actively protect its occupants from considerable air pressure gradations and weather fluctuations along its massive elevation. Its design calls for the use of solar power to maintain internal environmental conditions. Also, the proposed area is situated on the Pacific Ring of Fire, which is the most active volcano range in the world. A sea-based location and a Mount Fuji shape are some of this building's other major design features. The real Mount Fuji is land-based and is 3,776 meters, 2.35 miles high, 224 meters shorter than XC4000. The XC4000 is projected to be twice the height of the Shimjua megacity pyramid at 2,004 meters. Other projects that may be in the top 5 man-made structures are the Ultima Tower, the Dubai City Tower, and the Bionic Tower in either Hong Kong or Shanghai. Some estimate that the cost to construct the XC4000 structure may be somewhere between $300 and $900 billion in 2006, $587 billion and $1.06 trillion in 2016. The XC4000 was designed for Tokyo by the Daisei Corporation in 1995 as a futuristic environment combining ultra-modern living and interaction with nature. Methods of transportation within the XC4000 would most likely include maglev trains. The XC4000 is never meant to be built, says George's binder. The purpose of the plan was to earn some recognition for the firm, and it worked. According to http://life-after-people-fanon.wikia.com, 5,000 years after People, another superstorm hits. Lightning strikes one side, then the top. So much heat is generated that the tower can't stand it. The roof collapses, then the walls cave in. The tower is no more. If you look at the next 10 years, you will recognize that 2026 will see Old Oak Common open for that year's FIFA World Cup. 2036 will see Fawcett Junction reopen after 29 years. 2046 will see Heathrow Express acquire 5 car Class 180 Adelante trains to replace the Class 332 fleet, and 2056 will see ScotRail acquire 3 car Class 174s. And 2066 will see the debut of XC4000. That was a one-off video regarding Reagan over the next 10 years. And before I end this video, I'd like to say that Reagan uploaded Thumper at 8:16. He's based on a feral grasshopper and Hopper's pet from the 1998 film A Bug's Life. Thumper is Hopper's pet, feral and vicious and almost dog-like. Thumper is somewhat Hopper's main enforcer, brutally beating up any insect who stands up or disobeys Hopper. But I can't help but think why Thumper would be defeated by XC4000 when he was uploaded at 8:16. Thumper can be feral and vicious, so if you run into him, you'd better be careful. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe for more videos like this. Until next time, I am Svidden and Charlie. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.